This game recap is brought to you by Manscaped's Foot Duster Foot Deodorant. Say goodbye to stinky foot funk with this essential deodorant spray. Head over to manscaped.com and use the promo code SACCITY for 20% off and free worldwide shipping. The Foot Duster Foot Deodorant by Manscaped. The best protection any place below the waist.
The Buffalo Bills took care of business at home against the Indianapolis Colts, 27-24. Matt Ryan's debut in Indianapolis. And AJ, since you think there is just so much to talk about with this game, why don't you enlighten us? What were your takeaways from this matchup?
Sure. Let's go ahead and start on the Bills side. My guy, Khalil Shakir. Dog, did I not tell you he was a boss? They are making sure they are finding a way for this guy to have a spot. Not only was he 5 for 92, making all the catches that you saw on the tape, not only was he their punt returner, then you look at a guy like Matt Barkley, who we're not really going to talk about him because he just had a little stepbrothers photo. But then you got Isaiah Hodgins, 9 receptions for 77. Rasheem Blackshear, 4 for 60 yards. They had pass catchers all over the place. Then you want me to go on to the Colts side? We can do that. We got to solidify backup.
Stop, AJ. The man's crying over here.
Wentz.
You're making the man cry.
I don't give a damn. He can cry. It's important that a Khalil Shakir showed up like the tape said he was going to. It's important that last season you couldn't tell me who was a backup when they really needed one for Carson Wentz ass. This year, you know who it is. Sam Ehlinger actually looked pretty good for the Colts. If you need him, he actually was pretty decent. He was mobile. He was getting out the pocket. 92 2 touchdowns.
For the Colts last year too.
Yeah, he was the last year the backup.
Wasn't he after? He was after Jacob Eason, wasn't he?
Oh, they split time in the preseason. They never named either.
Lonnie Woods getting touchdowns. Alec Pierce playing ball. Michael Pittman has some catches too. I'm just saying, there's a lot you can look at on both sides of this ball.
Oh my God, that was the worst fucking minute and a half of my life.
Next up for the Indianapolis Colts.
No. Listen,
I was kidding.
The Khalil Shakir thing, he looked good. Good. Don't calm down on this is why he's proven all this. Like, if you watch the game, he had some like wide open routes that he was just wide open. He didn't do anything special, but he did look good. And he played a lot, by the way, like a lot, like full complement of snaps. Like he was out there like he was playing a real game. So that was cool for him. That was cool for him. But you just buried the entire lead of this game. This game was an absolute shit show. You named all these receiving stats and failed to name that they had 7 turnovers in the game.
Well,
Buffalo had 5
players. Yeah,
like I don't care about any of that stuff. This was an ugly football game. They literally had 7 turnovers between them. 5
and lots of penalties,
including one scoop and score off of a Nick Foles fumble. You know, Nick Foles on a fumble for 69 yards for a touchdown.
Yes, that happened. And I would have expected you to say, if one thing that you were going to say about that game outside of the Khalil Shakir stuff, it was going to be that fumble force, because it was by Boogie Basham, who came off the edge, and that dude was everywhere on the field. Yeah. If you watched him when he was playing, he was everywhere. I watched most of that game up until like the midway through the third quarter, and he was looking good. Like he looked like he was ready. So that was my biggest takeaway was Basham. I like that with Von Miller and Gregory Rousseau. We talked about that the other day. AJ brought it up. I thought that was important. So that was my biggest takeaway. All the turnovers. It was just an ugly football game.
You also got to bring up
a real thing though. Like again, like as obviously I meant what I said about Khalil Shakir, but that was more. Vinny got me hyped up. I'm gonna go that way. But a real takeaway is something that they need to get honed in on the Buffalo Bills side. And Sean McDermott talked about this, and not just with these guys. Those penalties, not only were they plenty, they were at the worst possible times and the worst possible penalties. You're getting sacks on third down, and then you got guys doing chip blocks and chop blocks 10 and 12 yards down the field for automatic first down and 15 yards. And stuff like that can't happen. You're keeping your defense on the field. As good as they are going to be, if there's people committing penalties of that nature, you're never going to get off the field. You're going to be fighting much harder than you have to. They should have been able to, obviously preseason, but should have been able to beat the Colts better than a last-second field goal from Tyler Bass. So that is something that I did keep an eye on both sides of the ball.
Biggest play of this game, one of the big plays was 3rd and 3, Colts 12, Khair Elam against Alec Pierce, pass broken up, right there. Starters against starters. Matt Ryan was out there. Alec Pierce out there. Elam out there. That dude's going to be good. I
got hurt.
What? Did he get hurt?
He got hurt.
He got hurt in that game?
He's going to be okay. They just didn't put him back in the game anymore, though. But
you know, also got hurt, who I forgot was still a thing. Bless you. Kiki Cutie is still a thing, and he got hurt in this game.
Hey, Kiki.
He got hurt with a groin injury for the Indianapolis Colts. Oh, and I do just see Elam return. Oh, Elam returned after being evaluated for a head injury late in the second quarter. So he did return.
Yeah, he returned to the field. You're not putting him back in the game.
Yeah. So we're good.
Hey, hey, by the way, I left my Carson Wentz picture up for this one because he was the turd that ruined the Colts season last year.
Yeah. And a little fun note to end this on. This is the Buffalo Bills won their 9th straight preseason game, which now ranks second in the NFL for the longest active streak behind, well, very far behind the Baltimore Ravens in their 21. That was just for you.
Funner fact, the Colts originally from Baltimore.
Oh, no shit, dude. No way.
Think about that.
No way.
Franchise shifts over to the Ravens. So technically they have 30 straight wins between that real organization if you really count it up. Mind-blowing. Boom. Well, who do they play this week, Vinny?
That was the Bills have the record, not the Colts.
Oh, well then
so
fuck whatever I just said.
The Bills are on 9 straight. But either way, the Colts head to Detroit. The Colts host the Detroit Lions on August 20th as their next preseason game, and the Bills host the Denver Broncos on August 20th. Let's ride.